So, stupid thing to do or not, I don't know yet. But I've just basically found all of my drive pedals, and I'm gonna basically test them against each other, see what that looks like. I don't know what's gonna be like. Let's see if all drive distortions and fuzz pedals are created equal, or at least all of my drive fuzzes and distortion pedals.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
I'm trying to think about this systematically. How the fucking hell am I meant to do this? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pedals that I kind of use a lot, except one. I just keep that because it was the first pedal I ever got. The rest of them I kind of use on the reg for different things, really. But I've never stacked them up against each other, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to start with the Proco Rat. I purchased this pedal in Seattle many moons ago, and you can see that it's old. It's got many months of me on it. Yeah, it's an old pedal. Brat. I think it was a Rat pedal somewhere. I don't know anything about these pedals. I just know that I kept that. Then one of my good friends over at Green Carrot Pedal Company got me onto this drive pedal, which is a kind of like a vintage kind of style drive with a couple of options on it. Sounds bloody brilliant. So there's that one. Then I was fortunate enough to hook up with the guys over at Visual Sound, who are now called TrueTone. And they made this little bad boy, which is the they're so dusty, the Visual Sound VS-XO, which is two drive pedals together that you can stack. We're going to have a little listen to that. And then recently, Laney got into the custom pedal thing, so Black Country Customs. That is the Steel Park, which is 3 drive pedals in one. So that's going to be great because we can kind of talk about what they're kind of based on or what they're quoting, and we can figure out what they all sound like in one pedal, which is brilliant. Then quite possibly my favorite pedal ever, my favorite overdrive pedal ever. It's bad because I want to say that about every pedal. This is not my favorite pedal today, but it is my favorite pedal on many days, and this is the Overdrive ODX1. The lovely people over at Boss were very nice, and they sent me this a while back, and it's not been off my board since. Absolutely brilliant. I do love that pedal. My favourite pedal for just looks and functionality, and this lives on my Vibe board, is of course the Gemini. This was gifted to me by a student of mine named Corey, and he's a ledge, and I can't thank him enough for this present. It was beautiful, a beautiful thing for him to do. So thank you, Mr. Worthington. You stunned me with your kindness, and I will keep it forever, and I will dearly love it. And it's got like lights on it, and it's basically a tube screamer and OD1. Modded OD1, so very similar to an Ibanez Tube Screamer and a Boss OD1, which is great. Then got the Monolith, which is the distortion from Laney, Black Country Customs, and that's got distortion, overdrive, and a distortion 2 on it, so it's got 3 different pedals, and I'll discuss which pedals they are when we get to the individual pedal bit. Then I like to call this pedal the shithead. It is the worst pedal I've ever heard in my life, and you can see it's been kicked to death. I've used this since I was like 15 years old. I've never had a good sound out of it. I haven't used it in about 10 years, but I keep it close at all times. I don't know why, because I never use it. It's fucking horrible, and it sounds horrible, and I'm expecting it to sound fucking horrible tonight, but we'll see how we get on with it. It's there anyway. Back to my good friends over at Green Carrot Pedal Company. My latest acquisition from that company is this one, the Comfortably Plum. A great fuzz pedal, if it could be considered a fuzz. I don't actually know what it can be considered, but I'll find out by the time we get to it, and I'll let you know exactly what it is. But it's basically a Dave Gilmour kind of drive, obviously comfortably plumb. It's based on his signature tone, and it has 2 pedals, both of which are pedals, and both of which I can't remember what they are right now, but when we get there I'll tell you what they are. But I love that pedal. It does great things to your tone. Then we go to the Pumpkin Pie, which is a fuzz. It's a couple of fuzzes, and that's got some like tone shaping stuff and sustain and treble and all that good stuff. I'll find out what they're based on as well by the time I get there. And by far the maddest pedal I've ever received, ever bought, is this, the plasma pedal from Game Changer. Again, fortunately for me, I do occasional tours out in a place called Riga in Latvia. And these guys are based in Latvia, and Latvia is the craziest place, man. Honest to God, pizza's the size of the Death Star for a couple of euro. It's a bonkers place. If you've never been to Latvia, just go to Latvia, because it's bonkers. Anyway, it goes to show these guys are from Latvia, absolutely bonkers. They put Thor's power magic in a pedal. It's amazing, it's bonkers, it's funny, it's awesome, it's everything to all people. So I'm going to have a little play through that as well. Love this pedal, absolutely crazy. Use it a lot for kind of just feathering out tones or adding just ambience or some weird sounds. I couldn't imagine me playing it at a wedding gig. It's not that type of pedal, but it's fucking bonkers. I can't wait to get to it. That's going to be my last and not least. So we've got Proco, we've got Green Carrot, we've got TrueTone, we've got Laney, we've got Boss, we've got Ibanez, and we've got Game Changer. So we've got many companies. I haven't got any one player. Right, so let's crack on. The Proco Rat. Now I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. I haven't even thought about it. I just cracked on. I'm thinking I'm gonna get a loop on a looper pedal, run it into each pedal so it's exactly the same plane, exactly the same everything. Run a lovely clean channel on my Ironheart SLS, which is the small studio. I'm running that out of the effects send into a Studio 192 by PreSonus, and that's going to be running into the 2 Notes Torpedo 2 Notes Wall of Sound plugin. No effects, maybe a little bit of reverb, I don't know, see how we get on. And I'm just going to jam through all of them and maybe mess about. It might be a long video, it might not, who knows, it's already long. Just talking about what I'm doing is already a long video. So without further ado, let's just get going on it. Proco Rat. So here we have it, we are at the first pedal, Proco Brat. Don't know what it's about. I think it was like a really cheap version of the Rat. But anyway, got it in Seattle many moons ago. Just make sure that is super in focus. That's better. Right, okay, so what we've got is broken lead, so I've had to kind of put a little bit of jip on there that starts hanging out. Also, it uses battery, it doesn't take 9 volts, so that's a bit crap as well. I'm currently using a Nano Looper 360 by Electro Harmonics, which is brilliant. It's one of my favorite looper pedals. That's knocking out some type of clean line, palm muted versus note type of stuff, with a chord progression, like just some chords in there and some power chords at the end with a little bit of chugging, just so you can hear a variation of what these kind of pedals sound like. That's how I've got it set. I'm not going to feck about with it too much, otherwise this video is going to be 9 years long. So this is what the clean channel sounds like. Okay, so that's what that's going to do. Now we're going to engage the Brat. So that right there is about my kind of go-to sound for this particular pedal. So we're going to keep that because I'm going to maybe do a shootout at the end, or maybe I'll just put some timestamps so you guys can compare them. But anyway, that's the Brat next pedal. So now to the Cornstar. So this is Green Carrot Pedal Company, great hand-built boutique pedal company. I love these guys so much. So the Cornstar is based on a Marshall Plexi. It's a overdrive distortion pedal with a vintage modern switch on it. And that can kind of sound a little voxy, kind of sounds a little Marshally. It's a very, very, very pleasing tone. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to kick this straight in. So we're going to go a little bit of clean and I'll kick the drive pedal in. And that's where I'd be having that pedal in the modern, volume at about there, gain at about there, and then kind of tone quite high actually for me. I found that the vintage give it a little bit more top end. I prefer the depth of the modern. So that is the Cornstar Mofocus. So before I plug that in, just a bit about this pedal. It's great in the fact that it's two kind of individual pedals, so you get different ins and outs, or you can run in and out and get like a main out, or you can run them as two separate pedals, which is kind of groovy. Right, let's get to the demo. So here we have the VS-XO stackable pedal with all of these clip-ins and stuffs. So let's go with the clean channel, and I'll drop in pedal 1 first. and that's where I'd be having it. So let's listen to that. Right, so I've just been editing for like 2 hours trying to get this video together, and I've realised that it's like 40 minutes long. So no, not so much. I don't think any of you guys had ever watched that. So what I've done is I've broken it down into 3 chunks. This is part 1. Part 2 is coming on Friday. Part 3 is coming on Monday, hopefully. So in this part, I don't know what pedals we looked at, but we looked at that many. In part 2, we're going to look at another chunk, and then we're going to look at another chunk. I'm thinking there's 12 pedals, is there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 pedals, god damn it. So what I'll do is I'll break it down into kind of like 4 each. I will catch you guys in the next one for part 2. Peace.